G'day, it's Weedy here again in the Weedy Garden. In Pam's garden. This is the last day. We've gone over time a little bit, so luckily it's the long weekend in January, so we do have a Monday, and thankfully we've got a few more people that are staying to help us finish this. But as part of the makeover, we're giving Pam a new Flow Hive and transferring her bees from this fake Flow Hive, the white one, to the original design and the official Flow Hive. So we've got our lovely ambassador from Flow, B-Rad.
How are you?
He's got a little company called the Humble Apiarist.
Yes. That is it. And in Adelaide, South Australia.
So we're just going to open up the hive and have a look at it, and I'll let you guys join us along the way.
All right.
Just starting off with a bit of smoke just to calm them down.
What we can start with is we're not going to touch this top box first, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and crack this. It hasn't been open for a while.
It hasn't been open for 3 years, Brad.
Yeah, so it's going to be, as you can see.
Yeah, look, it's...
Yeah, they've completely sealed this, so not an easy task, but it's something we will get through.
Cedar is the founder of Flow Hive, and the Flow Hives are actually made of cedar wood, and this one here is probably made of a pine wood, which makes it expand and contract. And this one hasn't been open for 3 years, so it's all glued together and expanded. Pam has not been able to get into this since she got it.
You can see how good this bee glue is, you know, it's bits of resin and honey and wax, and it's just completely caked on here.
Yeah. Mate, I really appreciate you coming all the way from Adelaide to do this with us today.
Oh, thank you.
But
I'm stoked.
You're a keen bee man, so you like to jump at any opportunity to work with bees, right?
Oh, exactly. It's all just about the community. Yeah. I mean, I just love helping people, and you can never beat a smile. I think the honey's a bit of a bonus, but I mean, they pollinate 5k radius of your neighbours, and there's just so much abundance and joy with bees. So that's why it's been 13 years as a hobby, but it's going well.
Yeah, look at all that honey, Brad.
Yeah, that's on top of the queen excluder.
Yeah.
And as you can see, over the 3 years of not being able to extract, they've just created like a bit of barcomb between the queen excluder and the bottom of the frames from that old hive. Mm. All right, get rid of this for now because we don't need this yet.
Okay.
So I can just stick that over here. You know, the smokes really pacify them. As you can see, prior to doing the smoke, 15 minutes before we entered, they've come up and they've obviously got stores of honey too. So once they've got a bit of food in their guts, you know, they're docile.
Okay. So now we're moving the queen excluder, which is made of wood. It's a very different one than the Flow.
Yep.
Looks like this one's made of pine wood and bamboo.
And another task is trying to split this. As you can see, that's why I guess like a reasonable amount of maintenance is required, or otherwise you do. This is the end result of
neglect,
which is obviously makes it harder.
Yeah.
Metaphor of life, I guess. Mm-hmm. So, but these hive tools, they're beveled edges, so really handy. Just to, once you get that first bit in, you can sort of
nice design, good design.
Yeah, just sort of cut through. The corners here, just absolutely
glued.
Oh my gosh. And because of the weight of the top super.
Yeah.
It's just
pressed it right into it.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you came to do this. I would not been able to do this.
Oh, glad to be here. Thanks for getting in touch with me, Dave. It's an absolute pleasure.
Yeah. So actually, you've got a little business where you if someone's living, do you go outside South Australia, or are you just sort of local to Adelaide? Because if people do have hives and need help, then they can get in touch with you.
Well, I'm happy to go interstate. I mean, mainly a lot of my work is in South Australia, but I'd be happy to go interstate and set up a Flow Hive for some customers, and then also mentor them on how to be a beekeeper, and also just guide them so they've got a little bit of a mentor to feel relaxed, but also get hands-on while you're doing it.
Yeah.
I find that's probably the gap area in the beekeeping is a a lot of people get a little bit anxious, as you can tell.
Yeah.
And I can just soothe that anxiety and mentor people calmly on what to do. Hold their hand a little bit until they're confident to do it on their own.
Yeah.
Let's check that out.
Yeah. There's a bottle of honey just in that.
Yeah.
I can see these frames are plastic.
Yes. We have a few, yeah, it looks like there's a few plastic frames.
It's too bad.
They're still not too bad. To be honest, in this situation, Dave,
Yeah.
because they are actually plastic, they won't break. So in normal cases, we'll be able to see if these wooden ones hold up because they've probably packed it out with wax.
Yeah.
But because we have, you know, plastic, it's going to be good. Every now and then I sort of stop. You know, you don't have to do things fast straight away. So I get a little bit of smoke and I just I smoke around myself, have a deep breath, you know, and then I just sort of go, all right, well, we've done that part, let's relax, you know. We've got to remember that we're doing this for fun. Yeah. And sometimes... Because there is a bit of anxiety involved when you're a new beekeeper. Oh, exactly. I remember myself up in the Weedy Garden, I was getting butterflies in my tummy and a little bit nervous, a little bit anxious every time I'd come in and enter their home. Yeah, exactly right. So it's nice to, you know, count to 3 and, like you said, remember to enjoy it. Yeah, exactly right. You're spot on. And we're in full PPE. I mean, it's just safe to know that, you know, if anything adverse happen, you know, bees do have stings and people can die. So it's as much as we respect them and we love them so much, it's very important that we're absolutely kitted out. Yeah. Just make sure the queen's not sitting underneath this queen excluder. Had many strange stories with the queen and where she's hidden, and yeah, this is one part where I don't really want her to be here. Why don't you want her on the queen excluders? Because we're going to clean that and move that away? Yeah, because we're sort of going to just like move this away. We've got the new queen excluder, so but it looks to me that she's not here, which is a positive sign, because as we're going through these frames here, we are looking for the queen. We do want that queen to be transferred into this Flow Hive, since we're doing a straight transfer. Now we're going to attempt to pull out the frames. Oh, look, see, that's a good shot for. Might start from this one here on the plastic. Yeah. But that's what happens when it's just left for a while. If this was all wooden, it would just. There we go. Yeah, that's nice. That's coming up now. It does take a bit of strength to, you know, get this happening, but we're very lucky to have these you know, PVC frames in this situation. I preferably like to use like wood, but yeah. That's full of honey, that one too. Yep. Oh my gosh. Look at that. That is very hard to get out. There you go. Oh so my gosh. We're just looking for the queen now? Yeah. Looking for the queen. Oh. And all that honey dripping off. As you can see, there's a random snail there. That's strange, isn't it? It is very strange to see a snail in there. Wow. Yeah, it's got so far. If I get up down the bottom. Yeah, if I get up a bit closer with the sun here, you can see on this side, Dave, with the sunshine. Yeah. This is a handy little hint. What is that? Yeah, I can see some larvae. Yep, the larvae. I can see some nectar. I meant some pollen stores. Yes. And the more you start looking around, if you get close with the sun, you can start seeing some little tiny eggs. Yeah. Which a bit hard to see them with this camera, but yeah, we can see a lot of new life. So it's a very healthy looking hive. Yeah. Very good. So you would leave this honey on this frame and just leave this like this and just put it into the flow? Yeah, I think because we've got a 10 frame box, we're going to have to sort of rid of 2 frames. So usually like the outers can be more so just honey, a honeycomb. Yep. So with this one here, I was just having a quick look, seeing if the queen isn't here. And so far, I can't really see her here at all. So how would you put that in? Would you kind of clean it off a bit and take all this off, or? Yeah, I would give it a bit of a, oh, there's a big drone up the top there. So yeah. Big boy. But yeah, I'll give it like a bit of a clean up for sure. I'll stick this over here. This one's snapped. Oh, there we go. This one's Oh, so it's got wooden inserts too. I mean, plastic inserts. All right, back to queen searching. And I've got the sun on this side too, so it's easier for me to use the sun. And as you can see with this frame here being the outer frame, they haven't really packed it out too much.
With honey?
Yeah, with anything. They've sort of, you can see how they're drawing the comb.
Yeah.
But there's only a little bit of capped honey up the top here.
Yeah. I can't see any larvae, any eggs or anything happening there.
No. And if I spin it around to search for the queen on this side, got a little bit of honey and pollen. A couple of drones. But still no queen.
So we're going to just transfer these plastic frames into the Flow Hive and use them.
Yeah, because of the season, where are we, nearly February, so it's in the middle of summer. So these bees, for a fighting chance, I mean obviously we come up to autumn but we don't forecast the weather. I just want them to have plan A, B, C going. I want them to have enough sort of honey, even this sort of stuff on the top here. Normally I'd actually go through and get rid of that, but it's got quite a bit of honey here, and I want the bees to sort of fill their bellies up and get charged up for their transfer. Yeah, I'll come back in, say, another sort of 8 weeks. I think we've planned it with Pam, and I'm going to come through and do a big clean up, check on the bees, and see how much production they've got.
We're just looking for the queen again.
And then it's a beautiful cap brood here on this side. So
yeah, look at that. The little babies inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can clearly see larvae.
I always say, Queen, where are you?
Give her a call out.
Yep. So we want to see you, Queen. We're here to help you.
Yeah.
Just talk to the bees. It actually helps.
Yeah.
Talking to the bees, I think they enjoy it.
If you are considering getting a Flow Hive, which I highly recommend, then if you go onto theweedygarden.com and go onto the shop and look for the little Flow Hive thumbnail, then I've got a friend referral program, which means that you can save $50, and then the Weedy Garden will get a $50 voucher at the Flow shop, and I'm saving those vouchers up to buy another Flow Hive that I can give away to the next winner. And if I don't have enough vouchers to pay for the whole hive and the suit and the courses, the J-tool, the smoker, the whole package that the winner's getting, as Pam is, then Flow has been so kind to just make up the difference. So you can check that out, and there's a bit more information. You can read up more about the Flow by going through my link, and also, Brad, you've got a nice little code apparently.
Yeah,
and
so
people can save an extra 10%.
Yeah,
on
exactly
top of
right.
that.
Yeah, it's Flow Brad 10, and basically, yeah, you save 10%, and I just gained some ambassador points, and yeah, between the two of us, I think we're creating quite a beautiful community with Flow Hive.
Yeah.
And Dave the Weedy Gardener and B-Rad the Humble Apiarist.
That's it. So you can see those larger cells that are sort of coming out. They're drones. They're a little bit bigger than the workers. Mm. And drones live for about 6 months, whereas the workers, they only live for about 6 weeks. Mm. Yeah, there's a whole other video I'm going to do about the bee democracy and how the whole community of bees work together. Something I thought was quite interesting, and that is the queen. She's not a matriarch. She doesn't decide anything. It's the worker bees that amongst themselves make all the decisions for the hive. And we must be getting close to finding the queen, because we are getting towards the middle of the hive now.
Oh, I can see those 1 to 3 day old eggs there in the very centre.
Yeah.
With that sun where it is at the moment.
Yeah.
So a lot of the time I just pivot with the sun in the background. That way you can sort of see what you're doing. I don't hold it up too much into the elements. I usually just have a bit of a look, and sometimes, funny enough, you get a bit of a vibe when the queen's nearby.
Yeah. Yeah.
The quieter you become, the more you can hear.
You're doing a great job.
Oh, thanks, Dave. It's funny when you start getting right into the bees after a while. Just the the sound and vibration of the bees, I know it's going to sound strange, but it just relaxes you. Like I can get into this almost like a meditative state where I stop talking, which is a rare occurrence for me, by the way.
Yes. Yes.
Dave picked up on that straight away when he first met me. He said, Brad, keep it simple. Yeah, you do get into a beautiful sort of trance, I guess.
Yeah, and once you get over the initial anxiety of working with bees and find that it is quite safe when you've got your
PPE, personal protective equipment.
Commonly known as the bee suit. So I'm not afraid of being stung because I'm totally protected. We're just still looking for the queen.
You can see with these PVC frames that for some reason the bees just haven't wanted to sort of pack out that centre there. So that's what I've found happens quite a lot, hence why I would say, you know, the wooden frames are probably my personal preference. So
what would you think? I mean, we're putting all these plastic frames that, as you said, are not the best. We're putting them back in this beautiful new Flow Hive. Are these going to stay in here for forever and ever now, or? Well,
what I can do, like coming up into the future, after we did our first initial transfer, I'll come back and see Pam. She wants to become a beekeeper, so I'm going to mentor through the journey, and we're going to start to introduce some wooden wax foundations. That way the bees can sort of get to work, and we'll start to phase these PVC ones out. So initially these are pretty handy because by chance this wasn't open for 3 years. Yeah, so it's actually worked out really good because these are so strong. Yes. That's one benefit with these guys. They're extremely strong. They're not brittle.
Because if they were all wooden frames, it would have been a bit of a disaster trying to pull them apart because as we saw the first one, it just broke apart.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yes.
Yeah, you're spot on. So we would have been up to a different kind of scenario today, but...
And that would have been a shame because we wouldn't have been able to put them back in the Flow Hive.
Yeah.
If this frame was full of wooden frames, and they were just breaking apart as we were trying to get them out, would you be able to get a knife and like cut out the whole bee comb and then transfer it into an empty hive and put rubber bands around it to hold them in?
Yeah, that's basically another scenario is like the hive cutout. So let's just say, well, in this case, because they're PVC, then we can't sort of cut anything out.
Of course.
Yeah, but if they were brittle, yeah, you are right, Dave, we could sort of cut out the comb, and then we can rubber band them into like vacant wooden frames, and then that way, you know, they can sort of start doing their little gluey thing, pack it all out, and that's another way of you know, getting past that situation of neglecting, I guess, a hive and you know, not doing your bee keeping inspections.
If you're in Adelaide and you're not planning any trips up here and Pam says, look, I need your help, something's happened, what do you charge to come out to someone's place?
Well, I guess for me, I don't overcharge, that's for sure. I keep in mind that, I mean, beekeeping's, well, it's starting to come back into a bit more of a hype, but for some people, they probably haven't set aside budgets. So for me, as long as I sort of have enough money, get a bit of fuel, a little bit back for the effort and energy made, I found that most people are in agreement with my price. I actually said it's really nice. So just give me a call. Different jobs are different prices. In Adelaide, we have like the BSSA, the Bee Association of South Australia, and there's actually a price guide when you go onto the website. So I always stay within that sort of price range. I think it's extremely fair, and I guess all the members of Adelaide and the BSSA, they have come up with a, you know, the fact that that's a fair price as well. I'll just go over here because of the wind.
Watch your head on the dragon fruit trellis.
Thank you. Because today's going to be so hot, you know, like I don't really want to stress them out too much.
So when we're looking for the queen, are we looking for a movement from the workers and stuff so we can notice that, oh, look at the way the bees are moving, that gives you an idea of where to see the queen? Or are you looking specifically individually at each bee looking for the queen?
Well, it's funny you asked that. Like, sort of with me, just over the years, I sort of go around like the outside perimeter, almost in like a spiral kind of formation.
Like you're looking like you kind of look like this as you're looking around?
Yeah, and I work my way in, but I sort of, it's kind of weird, like sometimes I'll focus in in one spot, and then other times I sort of just phase out to like a peripheral kind of view. And then so I guess the feeling I'm getting is sort of like, it's a bit of a natural way, and then all of a sudden what I actually notice the most is when you do see the queen, it's the way that she moves, and it's offset from all the other bees because she's just massive, you know. The way she moves, she knows she's the queen. She just, the way she moves her legs around, you know, she just owns it. And it's very easy, once you've seen it once, you can see it again.
So I'm expecting to find the queen on this frame now. So we're looking for the queen.
Spin it around. Oh, that's nice. Look at all the cat brood on that side. Jeez.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. I have a feeling that she could be here. Where are you? Where are you, queen? Yeah, she's definitely hiding today, Dave. But that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's actually full now.
We didn't really know what we were in for today. So I think this is a good start for our bees. And it's good to see that there's lots of honey here too. So yeah, happy days.
So what are we going to do with these 2 frames that we have left over out of our 10 frame? Just do that and yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now that that's all there, let's try and...
Nice and gently turning it so any bees are not going to get trapped underneath it there and squashed.
That's it.
That's nice and neat and clean now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, just got rid of some of that stuff, just the bigger stuff, comb. So that way, there we go.
So this is the super, the new super?
Yeah. So just to start with, I've just put these 4 new frames up the top, and I'm assuming, like with our, we're just going to see now, with these frames here, I'm hoping that they marry up, so potentially we could take out, you know, 2 of the complete capped centres, and we'll place them up in the top super, so they've got a bit of food there, but I want them to encourage packing out the centre of the Flow Hive new supers.
Yes.
And then that way, when I do come back, we'll phase these, got the other 2 out.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, basically these will be just for Pam's use now, seeing as that we can get them out for her to harvest.
Yeah, and I think this honey is probably going to taste of lavender because Pam has had 2 big lavender plants growing right besides the hive. They're kind of like little alchemists, you were saying?
Yeah, basically. So what I like to do is, you know, considering that we did have like a lot of lavender, we do have a lot of like native bush around here too. Bees will go up to sort of, you know, around about the 5K radius of the hive.
Yeah.
But they'll know what they need. So if there is a kind of like medicinal bush or something that the bees say, oh, this is the holy grail, oh my gosh, this is my favourite food, they will go to that, you know, to that flora, and they'll get that nectar and bring it back. So what I like to do when we do a harvest with the Flow Hive, each frame holds around about sort of 2 kilos. So I always say to my clients in Adelaide, with one frame, put it in 1 jar, because you might go to the second frame, which is a different time frame of the flora around the area, and you can get a totally different honey from the same hive. So, and you'll be able to see it too, because the frames are transparent, you can see the gradients in the colours going from really clear honey to amber to oranges, and to really dark honey as well. So it's beautiful. Yeah, this is the hardest part, Dave, because, I mean, as you can see, you know, problem number 2 is that it's completely packed in.
Yeah.
And, you know, even up the top here, like usually you can get your little hive tool here, but oh gosh, you can just hear it, feels like it's kind of cracked. Look how heavily they have packed it out with this bee glue. Look, I mean, look at this.
I think it probably would have been pretty impossible for Pam even to turn the key and open the hive to harvest it.
I think so. I mean, we're going to have to find out how we can do that. It's got to be well over 30 kilos. To be honest, Dave, this is just crazy. Woo.
Yeah. This is a hard job in the middle of summer in this area.
Oh, this is a really full-on job.
This one doesn't have an oil trap either.
No. That way I'm hoping now the bees can get up into this area up here.
How long do you think they'll be flying like this once we've closed it up and we're finished, we move that away and we clean up and we've gone? How long are they going to be flying like this around the garden for?
I think that now, I'm hoping that they come and find their home straight away in here, because they know that that's where their home is through their, matrix. Even if we just sort of just squat down here too, just double check that we don't see the queen. Since we didn't find her, just walking on the ground. I mean, sometimes I'll make like a little ramp for them too to get up to the top, but they can fly, so nature will do its thing. They made a bit of a bundle here, so I'll just try and get them up here. So in you go. In you go.
Is it true that when the bees swarm, they don't sting?
Yes.
Yes.
Just want them to get up here so they can get a bit more numbers up there. They're making their way up. I made a little bridge for them. If I can try and just push one, like you said, Dave. Right, there we go. There's a bit of movement there. There we go. That's it. That's what I needed. Here we go. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh.
I want to get the other side now.
I'll go down the bottom because it's sort of like a seesaw effect. If I can push this bottom with a bit of a...
There we go. Look, there we go.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's full of honey.
That's
look at that. Yeah.
100% capped.
100%
honey.
We can see on this side it's capped, but if we turn it over,
yes,
on the other side we can see this is not capped. So if we harvest this, and we're getting the nectar,
yes,
which is mixed in with the honey,
yeah,
is that going to ferment in our cupboard if we put it in a bottle?
Yeah.
And leave it in the cupboard?
Yeah, what I'd probably do with this one is, because we've got that side is completely filled, but this side isn't, we could use this frame like for just a bit of backup food, seeing that we're in the middle of summer.
So maybe we should put that, because that's the outside frame, maybe we can just put that back on the outside.
Let's have a look and see. I'll just try and get this one in.
Okay.
Does it? It looks like that.
So that's
little section here.
Is there enough room on the other side? Look, there's no more room there. That's not going to fit in. There's a few millimeters difference.
I think it's best we just sort of bevel this part off and leave this just for stores, just for food. It's going to be a nothingness. Okay. But that way, they've got the food.
When you come back, you'll
When I come back, I'll get rid of it, because you want them to have food. It's not enough at this point in time, just have that little bit down below.
Okay.
Especially with this heat like we've got coming today, 37 degrees. Okay. So I think we'll just bust this bit off.
Yeah.
We'll give that a go. Oh, it just fits, doesn't it? Jeez. Oh.
Nice.
Oh.
So we're going to get the other side now and put that on the other side?
Yep.
So there's no way we're going to reuse this hive?
No.
No.
No. Oh, yes. Yeah, good. A good thing.
There we go.
Yes.
This one, although it's the outer frame, it still looks pretty fully kept to me.
Oh, well, that's cool. That means all the others are going to be
full.
Full.
Oh, you're going to scoop the bees up?
Well, yeah, I'll just sort of 1, 2, 3. Put that back here for these girls.
So we've just taken the copy hive, which was in very bad condition, and that's been added to the trailer load for the rubbish dump.
Thanks, Weedy. Oh my God. That is heavy.
Yeah.
So when I'm doing beekeeping like this, I just like to make sure things are seamless.
Yes.
Everything's done correctly. I guess a benefit of like the mentoring services, you get some muscle with it. Yeah. Because it can be quite heavy, depending on your approach to beekeeping and what you do. So after a while it becomes common sense, but at the start it's definitely trial and error.
Okay, now we just need the roof on.
Yeah. There we go. And just like so. And I might just get a bit of heavy heavy smoke on that when I bring this lid over, so we get none of them that get trapped in the top lid, because they won't be able to get out. So
I can keep my eye on that to make sure there's none coming in.
Thank you.
That's good. There was none in there.
Oh yeah, okay, lovely. Well, it can get windy here, but it's still windy. I'm just so impressed with the colour of this cedar too. It's just amazing. Like each Flow Hive that comes out, it just brings out a new originality, just with the grains of the wood.
Okay.
And this bee here saying, the queen's here.
Huh?
The queen's here.
Is that what she's saying?
Yeah.
With the little tail up like that?
She's saying the queen is in here.
Oh, that's interesting.
So she's bowing.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
This one too?
Oh, that's doing it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's beautiful. I think that's it, Dave.
All right. Well, listen, let's say goodbye to the people watching.
Okay.
Thank you. I just want to say thank you to you, Brad, for coming to do this. I would have been in a bit of a situation if you didn't turn up.
Thank you.
So, very, very grateful. Thank you very much.
Right. Thank you.
And thank you, Flo. Thank you very much, Flo, for donating this hive to Pam. And anyone interested in the next giveaway, of course, you'll be getting a Flow Hive as well. If you want to get a $50 discount, go into my link down the bottom and go and become a friend. You get a friend referral, save $50. And also, what is that?
Yeah, my discount is FlowBrad10, so you get 10% discount off of Flow.
Which is nice.
Which is awesome. And Dave, I'd like to say thanks so much for this beautiful opportunity.
What did you call me?
Weedy.
Yeah.
Dave Weedy. There we go.
Dave Weedy.
Weedy. It's been an absolutely beautiful few days here, and to see everyone come together and work so hard in some really hot conditions, it's been absolutely magical. So, yeah, thank you very much.
And thanks for watching, everybody. So stay tuned to the Weedy Garden, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for watching, guys and girls and children.